Welcome back to Public Affairs on Peach. I'm Bobby Capel. LostandFound.org is an organization that works with young homeless people in the LGBT community. Joining us here at the table right now, Hannah Jones, who's actually had some experience with Lost and Found, helping you out. I want to start with your story, but you see we're not seated here like we typically are for the show at the table. That's because you can't be seated because of an injury you sustained. You got hit by a truck.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, the accident happened on August 9th, 2014. I was going on a walk. I just got done hanging out with my friends and, you know, just walking. And then you hear the sound of brakes slamming. And then next, you know, I'm in the air slowly. Everything happened in slow motion. Like, it really does happen in slow motion. And I finally landed on my back. And then I was like, okay. And then, like, I didn't realize what exactly happened yet until I seen the truck that may have hit me was backing up, and a young man get out was like, hey, do you need help? And then I was like, oh, I just got hit.
Wow.
You know? I thought about being Superwoman to try to turn over to my side and all that stuff, which is a big no-no, because that's when the pain kicked in. So, yeah, it was a very scary,
Yeah, I can
painful.
imagine.
You know, I was just remembering, I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to die. You know, because when the accident happened, it was past 9 o'clock and it was raining and it was traffic everywhere. So it's like, it took 45 minutes for the ambulance to come and get me.
Wow. And
I was just there, just, you know, I did have some people out there making sure I was okay and stuff, but, you know, I honestly think if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here because I lost a lot of blood. I mean, that's why I have this scar right here. I had a really humongous gash on the ghost, like from here all the way to the back. So it was really bad. So
we're glad you're here, and you're doing much better now, obviously. So how'd you make your way to Lost and Found, and how did that all come about?
Well, it actually starts in August 2013. I was in the program prior to Lost and Found. I was already going, like, you know, from shelter to shelter to shelter.
What got you on the streets in the first place? How did that happen?
I was kicked out when I was like 18, and then like I came back and I was kicked out again when I was like 20. So like, yeah, I don't know how to answer that.
No, well, that answers it right there. So what happens? You show up at the shelter. For folks watching who may be in a similar situation, you know, take us through the journey.
The journey is like, I think a lot of problem is that a lot of people, when they like goes like the big cities and stuff, like they really don't know anything about shelters or anything. They go to the first thing that comes to them. And like for me, what I see when I was on the street was that, you know, you had, at me being a female, you're like a target for male and prostitution and drugs and so much other things. And I'm glad that, you know, I didn't get into that, but I've seen other people that have. So it's best if you ever come into a situation where you may possibly be homeless, make sure you get all your information. Make sure you research shelters. If you are LGBT, make sure you find shelters that are, you know, cool with LGBT, because there's some shelters, like I have been to a shelter that, you know, literally wanted to change my whole appearance, the way I look, the way I talk, you know, because it was like Christian shelter. So, I mean, but my suggestion, just make sure it's LGBT, you won't have any issues, because I got kicked out for the most craziest thing, you know, giving a female a hug, I get kicked out for.
Wow.
So yeah, so that was the main thing. It took me a bunch of, you know, tries to finally find the right place to actually help me.
And what's your situation like now?
Wow. Well, one, I am walking.
Yes. We can...
I'm working. I'm a security officer, which is kind of weird. It's like, what are you gonna do, and you can't really run? Which I, you know, can do a little running now. So. I do have a place to stay. I don't, I sometimes will come and like, you know, because Lost and Found is like definitely like a family to me. I love them dearly. So, that's pretty much it, other than trying to work on my page for, Alphabet Soup, which is, I'm working on a nonprofit organization to help young people who dealing with everyday life, such as depression, anxiety,
All things I'm sure you experience on the street.
Yes.
Magnified. Right?
Yes.
Well, take us through, if someone out there is watching, either has a relative or maybe is themselves LGBT and going to be homeless or is homeless, and somehow catches this broadcast, what advice do you have for them?
Just stay strong. I mean, stay strong and keep your head up. I mean, like, one thing I just want to make sure that people don't, because it's suicide. Because I went down that road of feeling like I couldn't do anything. It was worthless. No one loved me. And I felt like I literally want to kill myself. But, I mean, you know, there is a greater something.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I thank God that I found Lost and Found, because I honestly don't think I would have been here. So, you know, there's always other things to go to, talk to someone, friends, counselors, teachers, anybody you can find some type of trust in. You just should do that.
All right. Well, we're very glad you're here and on the mend.
Yes.
And so thank you so much, Hannah, for coming in this morning, and good luck in the future.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Coming up, we will let you know how people like Hannah can be helped with this 24/7 hotline as we go to break. 678-856-7825. Ways to volunteer when we come back.